Hello, hello. This will be a first for me today. I have decided that I would like to post a video review of Auto Konnect, a local auto body shop here in Ottawa, Ontario. And the reason why I'm doing this is because my experience with them was so unbelievably bad that I don't think a written review would do it justice. I do think that I need to tell the whole story of what happened to me and warn other people, and in particular other women, about taking your car to this place and how management will speak to you. So let me give you some background on what happened. A few weeks ago, I scratched the front bumper of my car, and I called Hyundai, my local dealership, for a recommendation of where should I take my car to get the body work done. And they referred me to Auto Konnect. So I called them, and on the phone I told them my situation, that I had scratched my front bumper and that I would like to get a quote to get it fixed. Now, over the phone, they told me that repairing the bumper would probably take 3 to 4 days, but I should come in for an assessment so they could give me a price quote about how much it should be. So I went over there as they asked, and I had one of their assessors come and look at the car. And he was very kind and very nice, and he looked at it and he assessed it and said, okay, yeah, we can do this. And then I asked him, okay, well, when should I bring it in? Should I leave it now or should I bring it back next week? And he said, let me look at the calendar. And he looked at the calendar and he said, how about you bring it in next Wednesday? And I said, okay, is that going to work? He said, why? I said, well, because on the phone, you told me on the phone that it's going to take 3 to 4 days. And if I bring it in on Wednesday, that would make it not ready until the weekend or Monday. And I'm going away this weekend. I specifically told him I'm going away on Friday, and I would need the car no later than first thing Friday morning, and preferably sooner. But if it's going to take longer, that's fine. I'll just bring it back the next week. So made it very, very clear that that is when I needed the car by. So the assessor took a look at it and he said, oh, don't worry about it. It should be done Wednesday, end of day, and at latest Thursday. I then reiterated, I'm going out of town and I am the driver, so I have to make sure I have the car on Friday. So if this is going to be a problem, please let me know and I'll bring the car back at another time. I clearly said that. And the assessor said to me, no worries, it'll be ready before you leave. It will be ready on end of day Wednesday or Thursday at the latest. So next week rolls around, I drop off the car on Wednesday morning. Don't hear from them by end of day Wednesday. Don't hear from them on Thursday. I call them on Thursday afternoon and they tell me, oh no, the car's not ready. It won't be ready till tomorrow. And I said, but I was promised that the car would be ready on time. So then they say, okay, well, I'll get the manager to call you back. So then the manager calls me back. And the manager tells me, well, it always takes 3 to 4 days. Why are you expecting it any sooner? He also directs me to go and review the quote that I received that did clearly say 3 days on it. I'm not denying that. The quote does say 3 days. But there was that verbal agreement with the assessor that it would be ready sooner. So I believed him. I believed that the car would be ready sooner because the assessor said it would be, and he promised me I would have the car before I left on my weekend trip. This was promised to me. I know what the paper said, but I'm going by the word that was given to me. So when I argued that, well, what are you going to do to make it up to me? Am I going to get a rental car? Are you going to give me a discount? Because you're interrupting my weekend plans by not delivering me my car when I need the car for. Well, at this point, the manager decided to go into detail about how it is that they fix bumpers and that I can't expect it to be ready any sooner because the paint needs time to dry. He felt that it was necessary to explain to me that the paint needs to dry long enough before it gets put back onto the car. I understand that. I don't need the explanation that paint needs to dry before you put the bumper back on the car. My problem is with the promise that was made to me that is not being kept. And then he decided, get this, to explain it to me like this. It's like when you paint your nails. When you paint your nails, you have to wait for the nail polish to dry before you can touch your phone. Are you kidding me? Are you really mansplaining this to me? That I cannot possibly understand how paint drying works? That I can't possibly understand that the bumper needs to be dry before it gets put back on the car? You have to actually resort to talking down to me and correlating it to nail polish. Would you say that to a man? Would you tell a man, it's like painting your nails? I don't think so. So this man spoke down to me that way. And then every time I insisted that he owed it to me to make it up to me because he's breaking a promise to me, he was unrelenting, saying, well, this is just how long it takes. This is what the work is. I had to push him and ask him, well, what sort of compensatory action are you going to take? And he said, well, what do you want? I'm like, well, what are you going to give me? And he was very, very unrelenting. And eventually I pushed him to say, well, 10% off at least. So yeah, he did give me the 10%. And when I went to pick up the car on the Friday, he was again very condescending to me. And when he handed me the papers, he circled that 3-day thing round and round and showed me it did say 3 days. At this point, you kind of start to wonder, what's more important to you? Winning an argument or keeping a customer? Because this is not how to run a business. This is not how to keep customers happy. Own your mistakes and make it better. Then, when he went to show me around the car, yes, it was repaired. And yes, you know what? They did throw in some interior detailing. That was a nice gesture. But the manner that it was delivered in, it was so condescending. I will never go back there again. I will tell you that the craftsmanship, the people that worked in the garage, they did a good job. No slight on their quality of work. They did a good job. This review has nothing to do with the quality of work that was done on my car. It has everything to do with the service. Everything to do with the service. And if you value being treated with respect, if you are a woman that does not want to be mansplained to, and if you are a husband or a boyfriend or a father that does not want to support a business that treats women this way, to have to tell them that painting a car is like painting your nails, then I would suggest that you avoid any business with Auto Konnect. So that is my review. And if you want to, I would please ask that you share this video with your friends and advise them, go find another body shop, one that actually respects its customers.